We're gonna make a video out of this video. It's crazy, man. It's so crazy. Let me get off a bum because they're gonna be like, what? What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Mom92. Back to y'all. Back at y'all with another video, man. It's been a while since I did a video, and this is a sad video to do. I'm not happy to do this video at all. This is crazy, man. If y'all know, I had been waiting on 2XKO for 10 years. Now, bias aside, I'll be real with y'all and I'll say they weren't really doing what it felt like they were going to do, right? And man, I really wanted this game to succeed. I love the people who were working on it. I love League of Legends. Like, I'm a huge fan of League of Legends. This game came out. I had a time with this game. You know, man, now that it's going away, I wish I had done a little more. I wish I'd gone to a couple more tournaments. You know what I mean? That sucks. Because even though I had stopped playing the game probably like a few weeks ago, just because there weren't any incentives for the game, but I had not lost any love for what the game was. Played the game for a long, like since it had came out to that day. Had great fun. I got some tournament wins. Met a lot of good people over that time, man. And that is one of the biggest things I want to talk about before I read this article. One of the saddest parts to me is there were a lot of people that I met that just loved this game, and high level players. And man, like, it's kind of wild to see that, to read this article and just see the title is, man. And I do want to read exactly what it says. Maybe something is different. Maybe it's not exactly what the title says. I don't know. But man, it really sucks for the people who love this game and just, wanted to continue playing. I got a few people that I know for a fact were like, man, I can't wait till they turn up, till they do this, till they do that. I heard things, maybe 2XKO will be at certain places, certain big places. And man, this is kind of crazy. So let's start to read the article, then we'll talk about it. But I mean, woo! 2XKO active development will end in December 2026. Hey all, we have an update to share on the future of 2XKO. 2XKO's active development will conclude at the end of 2026. Over the last few months, we've been monitoring 2XKO's trajectory closely, and what we've seen is painting a clear, consistent picture. While a lot of you jumped in to try the game, and there's an incredible community that plays every day, we haven't seen enough players stick with the game to get a path towards sustainability. Now, with that being said, this reminds me of NBCI. When NBCI came out, that was my favorite game of all time. Now, I'm not comparing it to NBCI in the sense of like they had the same problems or anything, but Marvel Tokon, Dragon Ball FighterZ. Dragon Ball FighterZ killed NBCI. Not necessarily because NBCI was the worst game ever, but it was already alright. Then you bring a game that is ridiculous, of the same genre, tag fighter. It's going to kill it. Right? That's what happened to me, to whoever played NBCI. Dragon Ball FighterZ killed that shit. 2XKO, I think 2XKO is a decent product, but it won't survive with a game like Marvel Tokon unless they really came with it. If I go to any part of the world and say Yasuo, people are going to be like, huh? If I say Spider-Man, they're going to be like, oh yeah, I know Spider-Man. Everybody knows Spider-Man. Not everybody's going to know those characters. So off the rip, it's already different, right? So that's one thing. You got to beat the IP. It was already not going to really beat the IP. Then the release date is crazy. That, it's a bunch of nonsense. But let's move past that. All right. So servers will remain on beyond 2026, and 2XK will be playable on all platforms. Through the rest of 2026, we'll be introducing content, feature improvements, and 2 new champions, Lux and Samira, with the intent to deliver our final bug fix patch in December of this year. After that, servers will remain on to support online play. Offline play is unaffected. We'll give advance notice if any of that changes. We're unlocking all champs. We're also bundling most cosmetic items and refunding all money spent in 2XKO on or before August 20th. Any content owned is yours to keep. Avatar and player and profile items will be unlockable for credits. This will happen. So that's kind of crazy, to be honest. So that means I get to keep all my. I basically get all that shit I paid for free. It almost makes me wish I had just paid for every damn thing, right? Why not? But this is sad to see, man. Like, now it's cool that the servers will be made playable. That game was always way too focused on high level gameplay. They didn't know how to make it. Yeah, I agree with that. It was focused on high level gameplay too much. I agree. Marvel Tokon is appealing to casuals, man. That's another thing. Marvel Tokon is appealing to casuals. Once you got to a certain level in 2XKO, it was hard to lose to casuals, man. But the fact that they're unlocking all the champions, maybe they want people just to play. They're bundling most cosmetic items and refunding. Okay, so they're just bundling everything, letting you pay for stuff still, giving you all your money back. This is pretty nice, though. I mean, I do appreciate that. Our goal is to do right by the players who have invested in us so far and want to continue playing 2XKO, as well as the rioters who have poured everything to deliver on this dream. The rest of this post goes into detail on how we got here, what's changing, and what's still to come. What's Riot's goal with 2XKO? What was Riot's goal with 2XKO? Our dream was to build a game that the fighting game community would love to play with their friends. We wanted to be respectful of the incredible games. We wanted to be respectful of the incredible games that came before ours and bring Riot's take on live service to a new set of hungry players. Our approach was to tackle some of the issues that we knew the FGC struggled with by building more reliable netcode, which they definitely did. The netcode was ridiculous. Making the rank grind less lonely, committing to more frequent game updates, and more. While the genre progressed significantly in the last 10 or so years, we believe 2X delivered on many of these promises. I agree. It was cool to see the room system. I do think they needed a regular queue system, but the room system was cool. They had a great netcode, just reading what they said. They committed to a lot of game updates. I agreed. Now, I will say they had a couple problems with bugs and things like that did not get addressed instantly, but I will say they did have frequent updates. I can't say anything wrong with that. Yeah, it has progressed significantly, which is kind of crazy. It was in development for 10 years, and it was like, what is this, right? Not that it was bad. I'm not going to just crap on it because it wasn't that bad, but it's kind of like 10 years. Woo! Like, just think of how good a single character feels in Tokon compared to 2X. Unless you dive deep and really start playing the game. Yeah, you do got to dive deep in 2X, I agree. On the business side, we hope that by making the game free, we can make the genre more accessible and discoverable to new players, and that they could fall in love with fighting games the same way we did. Ideally, this would have happened over time, starting by earning the trust of lots of core fighting game players and growing into a larger player base when more features and content came online. We also went into this project knowing from the start that free-to-play comes with minimum player requirement to support these ambitions. That makes a lot of sense. If it's free-to-play, you do want people online. Because if people are online, then it kind of doesn't make sense to be free-to-play. That makes a lot of sense. I wonder what the numbers were like, man. Man, that is crazy. That's crazy. But that's what it was. It was the business side. It was the business side of things, man. The business side killed the game, I feel like. When they had let all those people go, that was saying something. We're not getting what we want, but we're going to keep trying. But to know that they already gave up this early in the game and they still have not released Lux and Samira, to me is like, wow, bro. That's crazy because they're just basically saying, yo, we're done. If you guys think that there's a chance it's coming back, if you guys thought there was a chance that it's going to do anything, hey, I'm sorry, but it's dead. That's crazy to hear that because it's like, damn, even I thought to myself, yeah, I'll pick 2XKO back up when XYZ happens or when they have an incentive like a tour or something. I think that's another thing that killed the game where there was no incentives. Yeah, you put extra money, but we need qualifiers. We need just all kind of different things, man. Like, I'm not gonna compare games, but yeah. They should have gone with more mass appeal characters too. I agree. There were some characters they should have went with. I agree. But I mean, I don't know. Earlier, we saw pockets of the FGC fully embrace 2XKO, and we got proof that this approach was working at a small scale. Players pushed the game to its limits in high-level play and brought their non-fighting game friends to play with them. Duos became a great way to manage buttons together. Tournament organizers added the game to their weekly lineups, and players told us they wanted more champs, events, features, etc. While this is exactly what we wanted to see, it just wasn't happening enough. Right, it makes sense. Even within the genre, diehard tag fighters players love 2XKO, but other fighting game players struggle to find the reason to stick with the game. And that's what I'm saying. So I'm gonna use City of the Wolves as an example. Let's see. Hold on, let's look it up like this. Hold on. So just an example. Here we go. Combo Breaker 2026. Entrance. So here we go. Attendees. Right? There should be a photo that I'm looking for. 2020. Is this 2026? All right, here we go. 2026 game entrance. Right? Now let's look at this. 2026 game entrance. Okay. Now 2XKO's here with 605. Fatal Fury is right here with 312. 605 is not bad. That's actually pretty damn good. But, oh, they saw my damn emails. But, I'll take that part out. 605, 312. But there's incentives playing Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. These guys are going to EWC plans for millions of dollars. That's the biggest difference in my opinion. When you don't have an incentive, why would I stick to the game? Why? There's no reason. Not for real. Unless you just really love it. But, you know, a lot of folks out here are competitors. They're trying to play for money, play for sponsors, play for X, Y, Z, A, B, C. Now, with that being said, the players that got sponsored for 2XKO specifically, I do think there's still going to be a home for them with Marvel Tokon, and the sponsors might be cool with it. But yeah. Why in at the development? We evaluated the game's overall performance, not just revenue, but retention, new players, and engagement through 2026. We saw positive player reaction to the release of Akali, Senna, Thresh, The Climb, and some amazing competitive events throughout the year. Even in these highlight moments, however, we saw no meaningful, sustained change in 2XKO's trajectory, only a fraction of what it would take to trend towards sustainability. Over time, it became clear it would be impossible for us to continue actively developing the game as we are today. So I just left CEO 2026, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. I wish I had entered that shit now because, dang, that's man. In recent months, the team has continued to take bold swings while fully aware of 2XKO's challenges, but to attempt another year hoping for a way forward would have been an irresponsible choice for players and the dev team. To be super clear, we would have continued at the development if we saw any viable future, but 2XKO costs us sustainability more to operate than it brings in, and engagement has stayed relatively flat despite our larger updates. So yeah, they're not making enough, man. When we looked at all the options available, reducing team size, adjusting our patch schedules, changing our business model, we concluded that finishing the rest of our work in progress content and sunsetting active development was the best route forward for players and riders. What's next? As we mentioned above, we want to do right by the players who want to continue playing 2XKO and deeply respect the love put into the game and the scene up to now. 2XKO remains online and playable, and we aren't going anywhere yet. We've still got more content to show you through the end of this year, and we are truly grateful to everyone who has been a part of 2XKO's journey so far. Here's a quick look at the patches for the rest of 2026. 2026 preview. For the rest of 2026, we'll continue finishing up our work in progress content, fixing bugs, and making balance changes to get 2XKO into a state where we'll be able to make a final bug fix pass in December. We're disabling KO points purchase. In preparation for the upcoming 2XKO Ultimate Bundle and in-game refunds, we're disabling the ability to purchase KO points. Physical prepaid cards will no longer be used on 2XKO. Cards will still work for currencies and other Riot games. Nice. That's actually really good because that would suck. Remaining KO points can be spent in the rotating store before patch 1.31. For PC players, all KO points and 2XKO they're going to refund August 20th. Purchases made prior to August 20th will be refunded in the payment method used to purchase them. We plan to have most refunds distributed in the next 2 weeks and to be finished with all PC refunds by November 2026. We appreciate your patience as we process these. For PlayStation Xbox players, KO points and 2XKO Starter Edition purchases made prior to August 20th will be refunded through the platform and provided used to purchase. PlayStation and Xbox customer support may reach out to confirm payment details in the coming weeks. For players on the Japan Korea server, okay, so that's not that. Okay, here we go. As announced at EVO 2026, Lux the Lady of Luminosity drops with patch 1.31. Lux is a Shoto-inspired character with a simple kit who harnesses the power of light to eliminate enemies. Now, before we go into this, I don't know if they're going to show any characters or not, but I'm actually glad that they are giving us this information, even though it is sad. I'm glad that they're giving us information. I'm glad they're going to refund things like that. They really are doing right by the players for sure. Because I spent some money on this game, and I did that to support. You know what I mean? We're adding a purchasable bundle of all of it. $40. Wow, all skins, chromas, and taunts. Lux. Wow, that's actually not bad. $40 because if you bought the first bundle, it's 100. You get all your money back. That's cool. We're making many items available for credits. Avatar items, select base champion, chroma stages, player profile items will be lockable for credits. The credits limit will be uncapped from 12,000. We're removing Sun Systems so we can support the long-term online experience. Battle passes, KO points, champion tokens, season, and events will be removed. We're moving ranked and adjustable matchmaking to be streamlined. Wow. Removing ranked. I don't know about that. Ranked lobbies will stay to ensure that we can matchmake within a single pool of players per server. Casual lobbies will still be matchmade by skill, so you should expect these players to run their skill level. Proper lobbies unaffected. We're unlocking most gameplay content for all players. All champions will be unlocked. Fuses will still be unlocked with the tutorials. We're updating other parts of the game. We'll add voice chat and a large map to private lobbies, which will allow up to 40 players. And see, they're doing stuff they should already did, man. October patch. 1.31. So Samira's in October. She's in September. Samira's a bounty hunter who fights with bombastic flair, switching between her sword and dual pistols for maximum style. We'll also update the 2SKO Ultimate Bundle to include all remaining skins and cosmetics. Owner of the bundle will receive the items. So if you buy the whole bundle, you get everything, literally. This will be the final major content patch for the game. Okay, more information available. October. If required, this patch will be mostly focused on bug fixes. Won't include. Okay, so this is a bug fix patch. So anything not fixed here, looking at Alawi, we just won't be fixed. 2SKO competitive series. The 2SKO competitive series unchanged and will continue to support players and TOs. This includes prizing for all major and challenger events. The final competitive series event will take place in November. Beyond 2026, TOs can continue to run events featuring 2SKO using the. Okay. There's no perfect way. Okay, now this is kind of like the message, the last message. There's no perfect way to handle a decision like this. As 2026 continues, we'll be figuring out what more we can do for players, TOs, competitors, and creators that have consistently shown up for the FGC through 2X. We'll keep conversations with community leaders over the next few weeks, and we'll keep you posted here. Ultimately, we're proud of the game this team built. We're grateful to everyone who made the game what it is today, and we're looking forward to the rest of this year's releases. What's written above reflects our current plan, and we may make some adjustments to dates and columns as we go. Looking to the future, you can count on Riot to keep exploring new genres and ways to bring players together. For now, we're focused on leaving 2X in a great spot. Then we'll head back into the R&D lab where we'll take time to learn and work on how we come back together stronger for the next swing at the next genre. Man. So basically, they're done with fighting games. I don't think they'll ever come back. I think that is the last time you will see Riot Games make a fighting game. The fact that they didn't do well, I just don't think they'll do it again. I know the next thing they're probably working on is that MMO, probably, because I don't think this is the fighting game people talking. This is the company talking right here. Man, that's crazy, bro. Yeah, well, I'm not gonna say much more about it. Y'all get the gist, man. The game is done. It's a sad time for fighting games, for this game, because man, like I said, I was in love with this game. I still had love for it. Like, it wasn't going anywhere in my mind. I thought they were going to be doing stuff for it. But like I said before, man, it's hard to survive when you got something else that's similar, and it's just better. Like, release is better, everything, in the beginning. And I'm saying 2XKL wasn't going to be great, but in the beginning, it has to be good to retain players. Man, listen, if you can make a game the worst game ever and try to build it up. People don't care about the build up. They want the beginning. And it is what it is. That's the kind of culture that we're in, man. If it's not a good product in the beginning, it just is what it is. But anyway, thank y'all for tuning in, man. As always, it's your boy Mom92. Make sure y'all leave a like. Make sure y'all leave a comment, man. Let me know what y'all think about this news. Let me know how y'all feel about everything going on. And make sure y'all subscribe to the boy. Y'all know it's free 90 free, man. Y'all know what it is. Peace.